We are back to talk 90 Day Fiancé, the last resort. We actually stole away and went and watched it together. And so we came back to recap it. And I have to say, that was super shitty.
I know.
It was really fluff.
It was so much.
It was the slowest increment of time known to man
and
passing
an hour
that show.
and a half.
God damn.
Part of the reason why I loved this show was that it was shorter episodes. It was like 45-minute episodes every week. And I'm like, this is cool. This is manageable. But an hour and 25 minutes of my life.
It's way too much.
To watch these people get therapy.
That kind of time. Don't they know how valuable my time is, Beatrice?
I mean, we got a job to do. Time is money.
Before we get into it, we do want to talk a little bit 90 Day Fiancé business because Sister Wives is starting to wind down. And then Welcome to Plathville, I think, only has 3 or 4 more episodes left. Mm-hmm. So I think by December, we have no shows to watch.
Yeah, and this is over now, too.
Yeah, and this just concluded. So we decided we're going to pick up with 90 Day Fiancé.
Season 10.
Season 10. Is it
the
before
regular.
the 90 days?
Nope,
it's just
the
90
OG.
day. Motherfucking Fiancé.
Yeah.
Okay, and we already have how many episodes out?
There's only 4 episodes out right now.
Okay.
So next week when we pick this up, we're planning to just do like a quick recap of those last 4 episodes. And then we're just going to dive right into next week's newest episode, which will be episode 5.
So we'll do episode 1 through 4 recap. Mm-hmm. And then we will just proceed as normal and continue on with the franchise.
Yeah, because I've been watching that shit on my off time.
I know you love it.
And I keep messaging you and I'm like, we need to cover this shit. Some of these couples are crazy. And it's new people too. Like it's fresh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Gino and Jasmine, they're not fresh.
No. And I bet they're going to be on a season of The Last Resort.
They should be.
Bet you.
What's going on with Jasmine? I only ever see memes and like little reels on Instagram, but she seems straight loco. And also, I don't recognize her.
I know.
She looks really different.
Well, she lost a lot of weight and then got more fillers,
She was very skinny already.
Yeah, and then she spent $10,000 on butt implants.
Okay.
For Gino, because Gino loved her ass, I guess. I don't know. But...
So wait, Gino loved her ass, and so then she got implants?
Well, she lost weight and lost her ass. And so then she spent $10,000 on butt implants.
You mean 10,000 of Gino's dollars?
Well, only 4,000 of those was Gino's dollars.
Okay.
The other 6,000 or whatever was from her ex.
Oh,
and
God.
she didn't tell him.
El Scandalo.
Yeah.
Okay. Who else is on? Well, I know we're going to talk about it next week, but I'm just curious. Who else is on? Anybody interesting?
There's a chick from New York who's a witch.
Oh,
and
my
she's
God.
dating
Hocus
a guy.
Pocus.
Yeah. She's dating a guy from Ecuador who's like super Catholic and super religious and not down with the whole witchy thing.
Okay. Well, why are they together? But
I mean, they're crazy. And he's probably shady too. He's probably only using her for a green card. We'll see how that unfolds.
Okay.
Then we have Nikki Exotica and Igor, which she renamed him to be.
Igor and Nikki Exotica. What?
Yes. Nikki Exotica is a character. Like she is crazy, full of plastic. She's 47 years old. She thinks she's fabulous. She's trans.
Like a Darcy or Stacy?
Yes. Like looks alien, really crazy. But she's like predatory. She's like sexually abusive, low key. To Igor, who she has renamed Justin because she doesn't like the name Igor, so she calls him Justin.
Okay.
And he's from Moldova.
All right.
And he's very handsome, and they're a total fucking mess and shit show.
Okay.
Gino and Jasmine. And then there's a guy from Inglewood, California. He lives in the
Inglewood,
dumpiest,
always up to no good.
Literally, he's got, oh my God. He lives in the worst, dumpiest, shittiest studio apartment I've ever seen in Inglewood in what he calls the hood.
Yeah.
And it doesn't even have a fucking bathroom. Doesn't even have indoor plumbing.
How is that possible?
Dude,
in the year of our Lord 2023 that you don't have a toilet in your house.
Yeah, he has to go outside into this like shared courtyard or whatever.
Shared courtyard?
Yes, where his fucking outhouse bathroom is.
Outhouse.
Okay, and he's dating a chick from London who is so posh.
Super bougie?
Super rich.
Like me?
But she comes from like money, like wealthy people. And she's just like an Instagram bitch.
Shut up.
I'm dead serious.
Is she beautiful?
Yeah. Gorgeous. And totally out of his league. But she loves him, I guess.
My man's in Inglewood. Is he handsome?
I mean, relative. I mean,
all right.
He's kind of a terrible person. Okay. So they have a weird relationship. And then there's a couple other couples that we haven't really been introduced to yet that we'll get to in the season. Okay. But so far, I'm really liking it.
So far, Beatrice is giving us her vote of confidence. So starting next week, we're going to dive deep into 90 Day Fiancé.
Girl.
I'm looking forward to it. I got some homework, and so do you. If you haven't watched those episodes and you want to keep up with your raccoons in your favorite dumpster, watch those episodes and catch up with us. And we'll get started next week.
Yeah.
But this week, we have to put a pin in this 90 Day Fiancé, The Last Resort horseshit.
Mm-hmm.
Which, you know what? I had a lot of fun with this.
I mean, I loved the season overall. Like, I thought it was really great. I love the concept of it. I hope they go to the same trashy resort in Florida every single time. I just love it. And I hope they bring in some more dramatic couples. I would like to see less of the therapy talk, though.
Oh, me too. The therapists
were so bad.
Some of the worst elements, especially that Spirit Channel.
I know.
Jenny looking lady.
Jenny Petey, yeah.
I mean, and just very, I don't know, watered down stuff that we already know. I don't need to hear you talking about it or conducting dumb sessions with somebody like Angela, who's never going to get it through a thick skull anyway.
Or same with Big Ed or Yara and all of them. I'm just like,
more of the Kama Sutra and the sex education and the strip clubs.
People getting drunk.
Getting in fights and hot tubs. That's the shit we're here for. Yes. And there are so many couples that are absolute garbage from this franchise. Like, you could bring you a little taste of the Danielle and the Johan.
Oh,
He wouldn't understand anything going on, but like, that'd be fun.
I would love to see that.
Danielle and Muhammad.
Oh my God. That would be iconic.
What about that big Russian monster, Andre, or Moldovan or whatever. And what's her face? The singer.
Elizabeth or whatever.
Libby. And all her whole family. Like, Colini could stay in some other part of the hotel.
If they brought her family, that would be great.
They could all
be
brawl.
very dramatic.
Oh,
yeah.
Geez,
Gino and Jasmine.
Oh, yes.
Totally trending towards that. I'd love to see that shit.
Yeah, so we just want to say to anybody watching from TLC that we actually really liked the show.
Yeah.
And we want you to continue to do it. Be a little better. Do better. We would have loved a better finale that wasn't so freaking boring. I don't need you to write on Post-its your vows to your dumb partner that you don't actually like and or care about, and or it's all very scripted. It felt scripted.
So scripted. The whole entire episode, I'm just like, okay. All of these storylines I think were scripted, besides Kalani and Asuelu, maybe. But even then, I think they knew they were coming onto the show to like break up, because that was essentially the highlight of the whole episode.
I think Kalani thought she was coming on to the show to break up. I don't know that Asuelu did. I actually got the vibe check. I actually got the vibe check from him that he was here to see if he could save his marriage and that he really wanted to. And again, I think he was here on good faith. But I think Kalani already knew that she wanted to break up. And by the way, did you see her Instagram?
I did. She posted on her Instagram story just recently, just a back photo of Dallas, and she said, I've been waiting a whole year to post this, with a heart.
So she's still with him after 1 year.
Yeah, so maybe it's serious.
That's interesting. Maybe it's serious. So anyway,
yeah.
What was I saying? Let's start our little recap and review. And I don't think it needs to be too long. Let's just give some closure to these storylines.
I mean, the only thing that was like a highlight that was trashy was Angela, because Angela's so fucking trashy. Like, she starts the whole episode by talking to Mike Howe on the iPad and is like, what are you going to do to show me that you love me when I'm back there? You going to kiss my coochie? You gave a kiss before I left.
I don't need to know these things, Angela. Oh, dear.
She's a sexy Meemaw, though. She can get her coochie. No.
Is she, Beatrice? And at the end of this episode, when she's rubbing up that coochie on Jovi and he's trying to run away and
grinding
she's
all
smashing her coochie lips up against him, I'm like, get me out of here
and
right
then
now.
Shoving the iPad underneath her dress.
Sedated. Oh my God. And
Did
they're just pixelating it. Yes. She's shoving the iPad underneath her wedding dress so that Michael can see her cootie cat.
Yeah.
And they're pixelating it. And I'm like, I can't take it.
I can't take it either. At least she was wearing underwear. At least she wasn't like totally naked.
Can we get this woman off of the network?
I hope she's done after this.
Do we really need Angela? We don't need Angela. I love Michael. He seems like a sweet person. I would love a different story for him with a different American woman who actually likes him and won't beat him up.
Right.
Can't we get this bitch off of our television?
I know. Like, are we done? Are we done with Big Ed? Are we done with Angela? Like, can they just be off the franchises? All of them. forever and ever. But I worry that they're going to be on like another season of Happily Ever After or something.
Oh God, in
and
Arkansas,
just continue. Yeah,
Big Ed and Liz in Arkansas, and then Michael still in Nigeria with what's her face in Georgia. I'm just over it.
I know. It's really gross. And then we have the same footage of Kalani and s1e12 again that we saw last episode of them talking about divorcing outside of their hotel room. And s1e12's sad and he doesn't know how to process this. And it's just really hard for him. And Kalani's like, I can't do this fast enough. Let's just get divorced.
If we could get right to it, I'd appreciate that.
Just take Angela's divorce papers and just like scratch out the names and just put ours on there. Like that'd be great.
Thank you.
Yeah. Really cringe. And then we get to the whole group therapy session, which again, I don't need. I don't need
this.
But
can I just say again that this group therapy session is taking place the same day of them going on their booze cruise?
Yes.
And having that big fight on the boat, and Kalani and s1e12 having their therapy, and everybody's been drinking. They then go to assemble in a group therapy session. Who thought that would be a good idea?
I mean,
just a bunch of drunk, obnoxious losers.
Counselor Petey, obviously.
Yes. Well, the spirits told her.
Yeah.
This is the time. Strike while the iron is hot. I'm going to channel for y'all.
And one of the other counselors, I think the guy one, he was just like, well, we want to see what the couples have learned. I'm like, do you really think any of these couples have learned literally anything?
They've learned how to work the system of TLC. That's what they learned.
For real. They learned how to script themselves for this entire season and fake up all of these storylines. Oh my God, you're breaking everything.
I'm getting crazy. Sorry. I'm trying to make sure you could hear me.
But it's just like, it's all so forced. It's just cringe AF. And like, all of them just say the same shit. Like, Yara doubts their future. She's like, I don't know if I can recommit to Jovi.
I'm very insecure. I'm very ashamed.
Yeah.
He's humiliated me. He's made me feel shame.
Blah, blah, blah.
I feel bad for you, but like, I mean, you get what you settle for, bitch.
Well, I think this whole storyline for them was scripted too.
She was crying real tears this season. I felt her pain. I went back to her childhood in Ukraine in my consciousness, and I felt a heart connection with this girl. And I also saw Jovi getting drunk repeatedly and absolutely dismissing her and not giving a shit about her feelings. That is not something that they can fabricate. We saw that happen, but now they're trying to put a nice bow on it. And, I understand that I hurt your feelings and I'm never going to go to a strip club again. Yeah, right.
Okay. And he's like, I didn't know that it would hurt you that bad. I didn't know that it would make you insecure.
5 years on television. What do you mean you don't know that it's going to hurt me?
That's why I think it's scripted. I'm just like, okay, this is all just a storyline for you two because on Instagram, y'all are fine. Y'all have been posting pictures together this whole entire time throughout this whole entire scene.
I think they were the Addams family.
Yeah. Well, they did multiple Halloween costumes.
She's so pretty.
I know.
You don't need this guy.
She is so out of his league. It's stupid.
It's crazy.
It's absolutely insane.
And the way he sachets, I can't take it.
I know. The way he walks is so weird.
Himself over like, Yes. Anyway.
And then Big Ed and Liz are not in a good place right now.
Snoring.
It's so boring. Liz is like, I don't know if I can recommit to Ed. I don't know.
What else are you going to do?
I mean, really.
Who else are you going to get?
And everybody on Reddit is just like, look at this poor woman. Because 3 years ago before Ed, like she actually looked like okay, like pretty and like had life in her face and everything. Right. And now she just looks so washed up. She's drunk all the time because she's with Big
Wouldn't
Ed.
You be?
I mean, hello.
I would be absolutely narcotized.
And everybody is saying that Big Ed is the reason why she's like this. Like he's just completely destroyed this woman forever.
Yeah.
And now she's convinced herself that she's in love with him. I don't know.
She has convinced herself that she can't do any better because she has fundamental and critical, I dare say acute, self-worth issues.
I mean, you have to.
She doesn't know herself. Well, how would you be with Big Ed?
Truly.
Oh my God.
I don't understand.
How can you be with Big Ed? And I learned in this episode that this girl has a child.
Yes.
She does. Child. Who's this child and where is this child? I've never seen this child.
She's got a daughter. And I think she's been seen on some of the older seasons of 90 Day Fiancé, like back in the beginning of Big Ed and Liz's relationships and stuff, but she's not usually like on the camera. And I don't think that Liz has custody of her kid. Y'all have to correct me if I'm wrong on that. I don't know what the whole story is about that, but I mean, we learn later during the recommit ceremony that Liz doesn't have really a good relationship with her kid.
Okay.
She's not very close with her.
But you're spending all your time pursuing this busted down, broken down man and relationship.
Yeah.
With a human bowling ball. Okay.
Yes, literally.
Who doesn't learn, by the way.
No.
And he's never going to learn. And then you're going to get married to him and move to Arkansas of all places. More luck to you. Mazel
tov, I guess. And then Angela and Michael talk about how Angela doesn't know if she can trust him. And she's, still scared of being hurt.
I've been hurt so many times.
Blah, blah, blah. I have divorce papers in my bag and I don't know if I'm going to sign them. So it's a cliffhanger.
Sure.
Okay. Sure. And that's pretty much. Oh, and then Kalani and s1e12 talk about how they are getting divorced and they break it to everybody in the group therapy. And everybody's just so devastated and so shocked.
We knew it.
And so surprised.
All
how
the women
could this
knew
happen?
You were banging this guy Dallas. And all the men were trying to prepare s1e12 who's not too bright. And it took him a while to finally understand it's never going to happen.
Ever, 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 ever.
Because you have yeast in your mouth and on your dick.
And on your dick.
If you're coming at me with the yeasty dick, the answer is no.
Nope. And then we end group therapy with the therapists being like, well, it seems like there's hope for some people and other people have to make decisions of blah, blah, blah.
Okay, ding dong.
I don't care.
How much have they paid you to come onto this series?
I mean,
how much are you selling your soul for to appear with this pantheon of
can't
cantaloupes?
Be a lot.
These people.
It can't be a lot, man. And then it's the next day, and then Petey, aka Jenny's lookalike, goes to have an independent counseling session with Yara.
Couldn't care less.
And it's really dumb because they're talking about the root of Jovi and Yara's issues regarding the whole stripper thing. And rather than get to, Yara's insecurities with all of it, Petey's just like, oh, it's because you feel shame. And then Yara talks about how she feels shame from her culture in Ukraine because all the women are supposed to be perfect and blah, blah, blah. I don't care.
Couldn't we just say what it actually is? And that is that Jovi doesn't care about his wife. And Jovi knows that his wife has insecurities and done all of these body modifications to make him feel that she looks pretty. And she's doing these desperate measures to try and to keep him connected to her.
Yeah.
And the problem is he doesn't give a fuck. And so that makes me feel even worse. There's nothing I can do to make him view me the way I want him to see me. And that's sad. It's not about Ukraine.
Right.
It's about my fucking husband. But we can't say that.
No, we can't. We can't be honest on this show at all. No, we cannot be honest. And then Jovi and Yara have their own conversation together in their hotel room about the whole stripper thing. And she's like, I'll let you open up. And Jovi's like, well, I didn't know it would hurt you. I don't know why you're upset. And Yara's like, well, I feel really insecure because, I'm so beautiful and you're looking at naked women. It makes me feel bad. And Jovi's like, oh, I didn't know that. Well, then I won't go to strip clubs anymore.
Okay. I feel like we've had this conversation a million times.
Yeah.
First of all, on this season. Yeah. But I feel like this has been on other seasons as well.
Yeah.
He's had full knowledge of how this makes her feel. He has always just gone ahead and done it anyway. Nothing's going to change. And this part did feel scripted to me. They're just trying to wrap it up in a nice bow. But he's not going to change. And she's going to forever be broken inside because she's with an absolute loser.
Yeah, because he says, if I ever go to a strip club again, then I'll make sure that Yara's okay with it.
Sure you will. Sure.
I don't believe you for a second, my dude. And then we have everybody getting ready for the commitment ceremonies and everybody writing their stupid vows and everybody getting dressed in their white dresses except for Kalani, who's wearing some pink orange sherbet thing.
I do love that color combination.
I mean, it's pretty, I guess.
I love that.
Well, yeah.
It's like a watermelon, sort of a beautiful color, and she's gorgeous.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
She's looking good. She doesn't have to wear white. She ain't going to remarry this man.
Yeah, she ain't going to recommit to him. Got a man. Oh, yeah. His
name is Dallas.
Dallas, and he treats me so good in my pussy.
I've never felt love like this before.
In my pussy. And then Kalani, I think, goes over to Angela's room to get ready with her, and they all chit chat. Angela gives Liz a dress. Liz is like, I don't know if I'm going to recommit. I'm still deciding. Blah, blah, blah.
I can see right through you, Liz.
I mean, yeah. And then they get to the commitment ceremonies, like on some dock or something. And s1e12's wearing a bucket hat.
To get there.
I know. A whole ass hour.
And we learned nothing new.
Nothing new at all.
It's just the regurgitation and the reiteration of things I heard 5-6 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need this.
Yep.
And you made me watch it. I was like, let's just get on the podcast and say, you know what? Fuck this. Fuck it all. I don't want to talk about it. It's everything that you expected to happen because it's a overly scripted and produced show. It happened.
Yep.
And goodbye.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to do. But you made me watch it. I had to
What's
sit
our
there and
job?
watch it with fucking Angela
It's our job.
and Mike Howe. And I had these divorce papers. And I don't know if I could trust you with my sex and me, my heart. But you know what? You really proved to me that you love me. So I'm going to throw these papers away.
I'm going to rip them up.
Hello. I knew that episode 1.
I know.
Your dumb papers.
Of course.
Take your dumb papers and your cootie cat.
Yep.
And get off my
television. Get the fuck out of here. Don't go on any
anymore.
Other 90 Day spinoff ever again.
We don't need you. We don't need you.
But she's a cloud goblin. She's going to keep going.
Look at our audio waves. We are screaming.
I know. I don't care.
Sorry, everybody.
We're apoplectic. And then Kalani and s1e12 have their dumb commitment ceremony where they commit to being good co-parents. s1e12's depressed.
Is enlightened in theory.
I don't think they're going to actually do it. I mean, Kalani says, I won't keep the kids away from you. Do we believe her?
No.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Ultimately, no. I mean, if she feels in the future that it's not working for her, she's going to absolutely revoke access of her children to s1e12. And does s1e12 look trank darted to you?
Yes, because he's depressed
all the time, but like especially here, he's just sitting on the chair waiting to do his dumb vows of co-parenting, and he's just like nodding off and looking away
with his bucket hat,
cheating already in his mind.
Oh
with
yeah,
various and sundry women in the resort.
Yep.
Only he could.
Yes, and he's hoping that they all have yeast infections.
Well, he prefers it. That's what he likes. It's a delicious taste in his mouth.
I mean, it's a little salty, you know. Ew.
Ooh, Candida.
Gross. And then we get to Jovi and Yara, which is also super boring.
I hate them.
I know. Jovi says, I love you. You're perfect.
I love you so much.
You helped me to be a better person.
I'm sorry about all the strippers.
I'm going to be a better person. Blah, blah, blah.
I'll never go to the strip club again.
Yara's like, you're the best husband I could have ever asked for ever in my life.
Such a good daddy.
You're
Mila.
so amazing and perfect. And I just love you so much.
Better daddy for Mila.
Really?
Yeah.
How about a dad who doesn't show her a toxic masculinity?
For real.
Fucking on overdrive example of what it means to be a man.
Who's not a sex addict and has to go to strip clubs every fucking week.
Who like values your mother and treats her well.
Yeah.
You think that might be a better kind of a dad to Mila? I don't know. My bad.
I don't know.
My bad.
Who am I? Right?
I'm
We're
going
just
crazy.
Raccoons in the dumpster, I guess. And then we get to Big Ed and Liz.
That man has no chin.
None at all.
Sorry. Or neck. Or no definition in his upper bodies, above his shoulders and below.
Well, the fat has nowhere else to go in his belly.
You shouldn't fat shame him.
You're literally fat shaming him right now.
I'm not. I'm just.
Yes, you are.
I'm pointing out anatomics.
You coined the term Eminem man. You've been fat shaming him.
I'm not fat shaming him much. As much as I want to.
Anyway.
I could fat shame him much more.
Anyway.
But that's toxic.
Big
Beatrice.
Ed waddles on over to the commitment ceremony and he
does waddle.
He does.
And he's wearing a jacket that he can't button.
I know he can't.
You don't think I noticed that?
It's really small.
I see everything.
I know.
Raccoon eyes.
And he confesses his love to Liz and how she's like the best woman he's ever known in his life. And he loves her.
I love you so much.
And then
and you're a good mom. And you made me a better son. And you made me a better dad.
Yeah.
Like, oh, shut up.
And that's it. And
put me out of my
I'm going to
misery.
ask you for the final time. And then he gets on his little knee and asks her
his baby knee
for her hand in marriage. To which Liz says, "Can I give you my answer after I say something?" And helps him back up. And then she goes on this really long monologue. She's got like 4 postcards
Infinite
of notes.
Post-its.
About how great of a person Ed is,
Oh, sure.
and how she loves him, and how he's so attractive and great and amazing. And then she pulls out a ring for him that she kept for over a year. It was never the right time to give it to him,
and
but now's the right time.
Goes silent.
Everybody's
so
like,
amazed.
Oh, it's amazing.
It's a ring.
It's like a Disney romance.
They really are in love. Okay, what's going on? Am I in an alternate universe? We're supposed to celebrate this young 31-year-old woman attaching herself to a 57-year-old virtual predator.
Bowling ball of a man
who's mean to her.
Constantly
Drinking drunk.
Yep.
belittling her, talking to his exes. It's a shock he has any exes.
I know.
What's wrong with women these days?
I don't
Going
understand.
after somebody like Big Ed. I don't get it.
But after that, everybody gets a group hug and it's all happy-go-lucky. And then they have a group party.
And s1e12's drunk with his bucket hat.
Oh, yeah. Everybody's fucking drunk.
Angela with her pussy flaps, pushing up real hard against Jovi. And I'm disturbed.
Yep. And then the whole iPad thing. Dancing over the iPad, showing Mike how her pussy lips.
That. It's terrible.
It's burned into my mind now.
Really
and then Liz and Ed get drunk and horny and they leave the party early to go consummate their marriage or their engagement. And the end. It's a happy ending for all of the couples on Last Resort except for Kalani and s1e12.
Well, Kalani's happy.
Oh, well, yeah. Not
s1e12's not happy. Their children are probably not happy. But yeah, so overall, I would give this season a B.
Yeah.
Could have been
C+,
better.
maybe.
Like we can fine tune it a little bit more.
Yeah.
Get rid of all of the rando psychologist and spirit channels.
Yep.
And the trashier, the better in terms of couples for next time.
Yeah. And it would be nice if they were there for longer so we could get more content. I felt like we were doing like what Sister Wives is doing where we're recycling old shit because they were only there for 2 weeks. Yeah. There's really not a lot of content that you can stretch out for 2 months.
But they did.
But
and
they
people
did.
watched it.
And we watched it. I would have liked to have more trashy shit, more sex talk, more cringy
you
stuff.
Love that sex talk.
I do love that.
Lesbian,
I think it's hilarious.
Activated 20-something lesbian.
I think it's just so funny. I don't want to see these people actually try to like better themselves because they're not.
Yeah, please don't.
They're not going to actually better themselves.
That's not entertaining.
No, it's not entertaining at all. And it's also kind of annoying to like bring all of these trashy ass couples onto the show to make us give them sympathy or something, or like to feel compassionate to. I don't care about Big Ed and Liz.
Never happen.
Like, I really don't care about their relationship. I don't care about Angela and Mike Howell. I don't even care about Jovi and Yara or
the
Kalani
only
and
compassion I ever felt on this season was for Yara because I relate a lot to her body dysmorphia and her inability to like feel good about herself.
Yeah.
I think a lot of women can relate to that and super triggered by Jovi. So there were a lot of things that I connected to. But yeah, these people are caricatures of actual human beings that I am shocked exist on the same planet that I live on.
Yeah. And I wish we would have gotten rid of Kelly and Molly at the very beginning.
They didn't need to be there at all.
We could have had another crazy couple on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So overall, though, it was a pretty good season.
I enjoyed it. And
I enjoyed it.
I enjoy recapping shit with you.
Me too.
That's a fact.
That's what we do.
My G.
Yeah.
Well, all right. So we're concluded. And again, we're starting next week a whole new 90-day fiancé journey.
Yes.
As we continue with Sister Wives and the Plath family.
Mm-hmm.
And Olivia.
And Olivia, that bitch.
So I look forward to that. But until then, is there anything else that we need to say to these beautiful raccoons, Beatrice?
Well, if you love our podcast, I sure hope that you give us a glowing 5-star review on your favorite podcast platform. It really helps us grow. Thank you so much.
And until next time, don't forget that we love you and peace out. Bye.